Okay, I'll call the meeting to order. And we have a contract to approve with the...
Yep, DPW contract that should be in that packet I just handed you, that set.
Okay. On this?
The very back, last.
Yeah, the last 2 pages on the package.
Oh, that, yeah.
DPW agreement.
So we wrote it as more of an amendment to the original contract.
Everything else in the contract would be in force, and then once we approve this and DPW approves it, then they'll draft a whole new contract for us to sign. But this basically gives them the right to receive their retro.
Okay.
Just have a question on the, and you were more involved, Charlie, than I, obviously, with this. With the written reprimands being removed from the file after 5 years of no reoccurrence, are we actually removing it from the file or just not counting it towards the 3 strikes you're out type?
It would probably be removed from the file, so that way if they're getting a copy of their personnel file, it's not anywhere in their record. It's just a...
Okay, so...
Right.
So it will be removed from the file?
Right.
Okay. Anybody have any other comments?
No, I'm just
Okay.
trying to...
Are you ready on this, or the contract? It's in, is that the...
It's in here, you know, I was okay with that, we got that in email already. Yeah, I'm okay with that, sorry. I was...
Okay. I would look for the appropriate motion.
I make a motion to accept the settlement agreement by and between the Town of Barry and the Teamsters Local number 170, dated August 9th, 2017.
Okay, so,
Second motion?
okay, discussion?
Any further?
Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. In favor?
Aye.
Was this, Andrew, do you know if this was Fred's idea of just to have the chairperson sign?
Yes, well that's how Fred would.
Traditionally, I always thought the board...
Probably the board will sign the final contract.
Oh, okay.
But this is just acceptance of
Okay.
the agreement.
Okay, I got you, okay, I felt everything.
Gotcha.
Okay, now the other item of business. We have just a tree hearing
For the poll.
for the polls. Yeah.
Alright, so here is...
And that's to reconvene it and we sign this.
And we'll see if Jason's available for this one.
Yes.
I'm just curious on this one, guys, the ban, on this document it's dated June 21st, 2016, and this document is June 21st, 2017.
I don't know if it's referencing a previous ban turned to bond, or is that...
I don't know, I signed the first 2, which is her certification for filing, but I want to rectify that before we sign that.
Okay, we had
Discuss
a
it more if we don't figure it out.
poll petition hearing last week. We did not complete it and we agreed to reconvene tonight with your input on what's the name of the road up there?
Adams Road?
Adams Road. You can get home. So anyway, we wanted your input to make sure the placement of the pole was okay. And
I had never been up there to look at any stakes. I believe it was just recently staked. I did actually take a ride up there today and check it out. And a lot of those stakes are way too close to the middle of the road.
That was my concern.
Yep.
Without looking at it, my concern
Yep.
is not having your sign off before you
Yep.
because
It used to be you know, when a poll petition would come up, I would get an email that this poll petition was coming up. I would get a nice little map like this, and then I would check it out, and after it was staked, and then go back and, you know, send an email to the select board and say, yes, I look at it and everything looks okay, or no, like in this case, no. There's one poll, I'm not sure what, they don't have poll numbers on it. It's one of the ones on the corner here, it's probably like the fourth one in. I measured it from where the stake is for the pole to the stone wall on the other side. It's 14 feet is what it's going to be there. We actually, you know, we like to have all the roads we put in at 18 feet, you know, for like a minimum width. Obviously every road's a little bit different.
What's the ownership of on that road?
I'm not sure. There's no right-of-way width for that road. I believe it would be stone wall to stone wall up there, which it is a varying width along the roadway.
No right-of-way width.
Yeah, no right-of-way width on that on the state list. I do believe we definitely own from stone wall to stone wall. I also believe that I haven't talked to Rich Naleski about this for probably at least a year, if not two, about this road, and it definitely wasn't staked out back then. And one thing I did ask of him was to put the poles as tight to the stone wall as possible, because there is some narrow sections between the stone walls. Obviously, where it's a lot wider, it's not as important that it's right tight in the stone wall. But where it's real narrow right there, they definitely need to be right on the wall.
His big concern seemed to be going beyond a stone wall with a supporting stake or something to pull outside the stone wall. That would make all sorts of headaches, so he wanted to make sure he could stay in the stone walls.
Yep.
But
I don't believe...
He seemed irritated because we supposedly had this in phase test since June. And I said, well, it's the first I've seen it today, so
yeah,
that doesn't do me any.
The first I saw of it actually was when Andrew sent out that email last week with this included.
So it wasn't just me that did it.
No, that's the first time I saw it as well. So.
The homeowner, future homeowner or landowner is claiming he's had discussions with you about that he's going to improve the road himself.
Improve the road, yeah. I heard there is going to be road improvements, and obviously all that stuff has to be done before
we're okay
the building
with
package.
Civilians improving the town roads.
Oh, that's the way it always is. Yep. He's hiring a contractor to do it, to put it in. Yep. Yeah, I was told he was hiring a contractor.
Now, has that been basically a private road? I mean, is it town road officially? It's just...
No, it's a discontinued town road, which has to be brought up to our specifications, and then whatever it's called, reaccepted at town meeting.
That makes sense. It seemed really strange the way it was. They need to improve the road. We need to accept the road.
Exactly.
And they need to make sure these poles go in someplace that's acceptable to us.
Yep.
So we need to
I mean, as far as putting it right tight to the stone wall, that's not an issue unless it needs a guide wire. And if it does need a guide wire, well, in that case, there's no reason they can't get an easement from the property owner.
Yeah, he seemed very negative. That was going to make a lot of problems and change everything. They need easements, but it's not really...
Well, it's not really. We still need to have a passable road that's accessible for emergency vehicles and everything in the future, because that's not going to be the only house out there.
So I
believe there's like 6 or 8 lots out there.
We're not ready to approve this yet.
Not with those. I would not recommend approving where those stake locations are.
Then we can move on to something else. I would say, if we're not going to approve it tonight, let's not waste time on it. He knows what needs to be done before. We need your approval before we approve.
I did put a call in to Rich this afternoon.
On vacation,
I didn't get in touch with him. So I did leave a message. So, but we'll see.
Now these lots he's selling, I assume these are just pre-subdivided lots up there. Or is this? I don't know anything about the lands up there.
Yeah, there's a bunch of lots up there. I'm not sure how many.
That goes before what, the planning board for subdivisions?
Yeah, it's probably gonna be an A&R, so we'll just cut one. You know,
Yeah,
right down the
furnished
road.
lots, they don't need a special permit or anything.
They're not old farm architecture.
They have to get approved, you know, the lot for what's going on. They don't need a special approval. They call it A&R, approval not required lots.
Okay.
And they're really just separating a lot from a larger one.
Right.
And then handing it to a new owner.
I believe they already took that land out of 61A.
Well, that's my curiosity. If anyway, it's farm protected.
That I don't know.
I thought, for some reason, I thought I remember recall them doing that for those particular house lots. So after that's done, then it's just a matter of has to meet the current lot specs, which is
You got a 618, they just have to what, pay back taxes on it before.
I believe so. Yeah, I'm not real familiar with it. But I believe that's how it works.
Yeah, I think it's, what is it, 3 years?
Now, if I'm correct,
I don't really remember.
they have to take the whole big lot out of protection before they can break it off. They can't break off and pay a piece.
Yeah, they can break it off.
I thought they had to.
It all
I thought they had to
maintains
take-
61A, even if they break it off. And then the smaller lot would ask to
We take it
Take it
out.
be taken out.
The town has the right of first refusal on that.
What's that?
The town has the right of first refusal on that too, if it decides to acquire it.
Oh, nice. Not that we want more land.
Yeah, we have
Money
a,
for it.
and we have 120 days to exercise that option.
Good to know.
Yeah, and we don't have to, you know, just if you're interested in knowing, we don't necessarily have to exercise the option. The town also has the right to assign the option. In other words, if we didn't have the money or something and there was like a land trust or something that there was some significant thing that we wanted to protect, we could take that right of first refusal and assign it to another party, such as, you know, non-profit or something like that.
Little known things I know nothing of.
Yeah.
This land in the middle of nowhere has no value. I don't think anybody has a private home. It's going the way it should. But we gotta get the road right.
Right.
Okay.
One thing I would just like to make regarding this poll petition, I would request in the future that when National Grid submits a poll petition, that we don't accept it until he provides something in writing, even if it's an email printed out, saying that Jason has reviewed and accepted the proposed.
Yeah,
Well, I get
That way,
from Jason
we don't
saying that
do
I've
this.
reviewed, that you've reviewed it, that
Yeah.
you.
I think it should require the sign off from Jason before
So-
it comes to us.
That's all I mean, to save this,
That's fine.
push
Because
it off another week so we can go ask Jason
according to
that
them
way.
verbally at the meeting was all set, we approved it all.
I had never run mistakes.
This is what we were told verbally.
We're doing this
So I said, forgive me if I don't take
Yeah.
your word for it, I want to see something from him.
I probably haven't spoken to Rich the last time I
Right here.
heard about this. Hey, Rich, what's happening?
Yeah, I apologize, my son and daughter on the way to Memorial. Hopefully I'll have a new grandchild
Oh, nice.
by daybreak.
Good luck with that.
So I just ran out of Hayfield to come down here.
Don't hate it?
With this weather.
Rain's
Well, with this weather, rain every other day.
I was just telling these guys, I haven't spoke to Rich Naleski about this for probably, I don't remember back when you guys first talked about it and talked to me. And one thing I did mention to him was I'd like to get the poles as close to the wall as possible.
Right.
There's a couple of them up there that are real close. There's one spot with a, you know, where the real corner is
The
there.
left-hand corner.
Yeah, the
Yep.
left-hand corner.
Yep.
There's one there, there's only 15 feet between where the stake is and the wall. So once they put the pole in, you know, the pole's bigger, so it's gonna be like 14 feet there.
Okay.
If, you know, that one, and there was one other one that was real tight, so we're gonna have to just move those ones a little bit, try to.
Yeah,
I don't think there was a guide wire on that one there either.
Okay.
So I don't see why you couldn't just took that one, you
sure.
know, back to the wall.
As long as the
So-
town's amenable, it's your wall, I mean,
Yeah.
your property, so.
Yeah. I believe, I don't have a right-of-way width anywhere in the state book for that road, but I would imagine we own stone wall, stone wall.
I would think so, yeah.
That'd be my guess.
Yeah, yeah, I would say that's right.
I
We're
mean, you
just looking
guys,
for him to restake those poll locations and then we can sign off on it.
Okay,
Where they're at is where we have that concern on those two tight spots.
okay.
Because then when you factor in like winter and snow removal, all of
Sure.
a sudden it goes down to
Yeah.
a 10 to 12 foot wall.
that's my
Main
only
road.
concern. Like, there's only a couple of them that are real bad. Obviously, further up where the stone walls get wide,
Yep,
you know, there's no issue there. There's just that couple narrow spots there.
all right. And you all set
Trying to
with
tuck it
the
back.
road, you know, plan between Steve and Mark and what they're gonna do for you up there?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
that's fine. I have the specs. I can actually give you a copy of them before
Okay.
you take off too.
Yep,
For what's required. It's just down to, I mean, you know,
yep,
down
yep,
to the sub base and bank gravel and then 6 inches of process on top.
right. And some of them we put back gravel, because the
Yeah.
town hauled it up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, a lot of it's already.
But whatever
bank
needs to be
gravel.
done will
Yeah.
be done. Mark Bonavichi's gonna do the work with his equipment and the material. So whatever Jason outlines for gravel and whatever width and grading,
Yeah.
we're amenable to making sure that happens.
Yeah.
And again, the only question I would have with that, and I really won't get into the details, it's just a thought and I'll put it out there and be done with it, was at that same spot where that pole gets tight, because it's gonna be narrow, that rock wall on the left is high.
Yep.
And in order to use that full space to the base of that, is he gonna actually have to build in some type of retention or retaining? Or is he gonna build the road up high enough so
the
that
road's
he's...
actually gonna come up some there, so I don't think there'd be any issues with that.
Okay.
Like I say, where those narrow sections are, when I talked to, let's say, I didn't realize Rich was on vacation, I left him a message today.
Okay. Rich Salanowski?
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe you can move those couple poles where it's tight, you know, make the gaps a little different there even, so it's not in a narrow section or something like
Right,
that.
so maybe I should pull it back 50 feet, go
Yeah.
up another...
Yeah, however,
Would you be able to work with him or put
Yeah.
maybe some
Oh, yeah.
temporary stakes for him to go look
Yeah.
at that's amenable to you, Jason? So
yeah, no,
and he could
anytime.
say, yeah, that'll work, or,
Yeah, usually what has happened in the past, if he has a place like this with his questions, he usually calls me when he's headed
Okay.
there, I just meet him right up there. So
Okay.
I do that and go over, he has my cell number and everything, so.
okay, so we're gonna move those stakes, and then what's the step after that?
After those stakes, after we get them, then these
He
guys.
sends an
can-
email, says we're good.
Okay,
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't see any problem.
Because, I mean, the drawings aren't saying the pole is so many feet off. So it's generally where it gets staked, and
Yeah.
he says, okay, then I'll...
okay.
yeah.
So
And
you,
he might be able to go up there and look at it and say, oh, I just moved that stake back, you know,
Yep.
3 feet.
Yep.
That's fine, because there's no guide wire on it, and that'll be that.
okay.
But I guess he's on vacation for the whole week, you said?
Do we want to make it, approve it? We're just assuming that they'll come to an agreement?
No,
No.
let it get done like it should have been. I'm
Okay.
frustrated it didn't come the right way in the first place, and that they sat there and told me that Jason's already approved it all at the meeting verbally, which it wasn't. So let them do it right and then bring it back to the meeting.
Yeah, because I definitely haven't talked to
Yeah.
Rich from National Grid for, all kinds of Riches involved in this program.
Yeah.
From National Grid for, you know, at least a year, probably, last time I talked to him about it, if it wasn't even longer than that. I didn't realize it was, so when did he stake it, Rich?
Last month,
Last month?
I think, recent, yeah. Right. But I think the consensus, just though Sullivan was on the road work, the gravel and stuff, that's what we've been talking to Jason
Yeah.
about for a long time.
Yeah, we've been talking about that.
Yeah.
That we have been talking
The
about.
poles,
But
the poles are,
maybe you can
No.
stake out where the road's gonna go, then you'd have a better idea to move the stakes beforehand too. I mean,
Yeah,
give a
well,
rough idea.
When they go in to make the road, you know, they're gonna make it as wide as they can. Obviously not where the stone walls are 30 feet apart, but you know, where they're real tight, they're gonna make it nice. I know that would be good.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
sure.
not sure, but a lot of times National Grid wants that road in before they bring in their poles, so they're not... They like to have a better accessible access with their equipment, so usually they'll ask to see if they can come
Yeah,
in
well,
after.
Sounds
sure.
like you wanna get going on the poles, so. I don't
The
think
first
so.
section they could do, but they probably wouldn't want to bring their line trucks out past the
yeah,
Desper Road there. Yeah.
yeah. And they're gonna build on that corner lot, that,
On the corner
right on
lot?
the corner, so the driveway's right there.
Oh, okay.
They have two
Right
lots.
where that gate was, like if
Just-
I'm coming
just-
around the left-hand turn, the gate's
Just
on
past
that
the
right?
gate, there's a
Just
little
beyond.
opening right there, and that's where the driveway will be.
Oh, okay.
The house is gonna face that field,
Oh, all right, yeah.
yeah.
That'll be a nice little...
And he
picture.
said he wants to go 2 poles past it like the plan was, because if the other lot's gonna be there eventually, he wants to do the poles all at once. So he'll want probably everything done out to that point, so he can do it all.
Yeah.
He said doesn't wanna come out again later for 2 more poles.
Fair enough.
That's what he's looking for.
But yeah, it's gonna be fine once you can just close the loop with Rich. So I'm sure
Yeah.
he can get in touch with Rich Monday morning and just send us an email come Monday. We'll just
So then they'll
kinda do the,
revisit back on your agenda again?
yeah, this coming Monday. Should
Should
we have a regular scheduled meeting this coming Monday,
If
so.
Rich is back Monday, then that, you know, I'm sure I can meet him there Monday. and
Okay.
Go over it, and then I can send them an email saying we're all good.
Okay. All right. Well, call me, Jason, whatever you need,
Yeah.
because they're heading to the hospital, so they'll be there for a couple of days. and
Yeah.
What happens, so I'm kind of trying to facilitate for them,
All right.
you know, like I
Well,
told you.
congratulations.
Thank
though.
you. First grandchild, yeah.
It's
It's exciting.
your
First.
You feel
yeah.
old?
Do I feel old? Yeah, I feel old. Yeah, yeah. I'm beginning to act it too. So, all right, well, thank you very much, and let us know, if you
Yeah.
need something, we'll
Yeah.
facilitate it for you.
That was just your dad's first great-grandchild?
Yes, yes. Yeah,
Congratulations to him too.
so,
Yeah.
Your mom will be right down
That's all I
there.
broke with my parents, hey.
Did you?
Great grandfather. You're really a great grandfather. Oh, no, I mean, you're really.
10th generation, I think,
makes
there on
it
the
feel
farm,
nice.
so
Yeah,
pretty proud of that.
your mother will be right there.
Ashley, you know, Ashley's been a farm you know, tied to the farm since she was born, and she's a vet tech, certified vet tech, and that's what she does, but she always wanted to be on the farm, so that's why they're eager to build a house there. Worked it out with my parents to have that opportunity,
That'll be good.
so, yeah. Okay,
Yep, thank you.
very good, thank you.
Thank you much.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good thing you didn't see last week. Moving cold, just like we should.
We know, all right, thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Take care.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we held it off.
What else have we got?
Moving poles,
Alright.
that's exactly what I
The
was.
last thing was just 2 IT related things.
Yeah.
So we talked to you.
Let's get back so we can finish up here.
Yeah, so,
Did you figure out what the thing was or not? Or were you gonna ask?
I still have the same question on this.
alright,
It looks like we have
The official.
one document that references a vote in 2016 and another one references the 2017
They
town
both say
vote.
June 21st, but one says 16 on the official, like,
let me take a
it
look.
looks like an award paper, that says
This one.
16. And the written note says 17 after. If this is two different things, if this is a typo, we should fix it.
Let me just, I'll take a look at that.
Now, what is that for?
Yeah.
That is for the capital improvements bond. It's going out for a ban.
Just the pre-
So this would be 2016, because we didn't have any capital improvements in 2016.
Put that.
Right, so I don't know why it's dated that, I don't know if it's redated for that for some reason, but I don't remember.
Books on my papers.
And I think
I think it's just a typo. We'll just give it to Andrew. See.
this one is the one we're saying doesn't seem to match up with the actual
I
certificate.
think it's just a typo, so just check.
Okay.
Or I'm misreading it and it's just,
We're glancing quickly, we're not reading really thoroughly to see what it says, but.
sometimes it's hard to remember what they actually voted on. Was it for a specific loan authorization or how we go about getting loan authorization?
Isn't the dates?
This is the issuance of this bond, will be August 24, 2017. So the previous bond was approved in August of 2006.
Top,
Okay, so,
it's the
Certificate before that says 2016.
the certificate at the top references the vote in the green and so at the top it says June 21st, 2016.
yep,
If you go to the next page after that, I think, that's something that at the very bottom the town clerk would sign. And at the very top it references 2017.
yeah. Okay, so that is, yeah, I'm sorry, it was hidden by the tab.
Understood,
Yeah,
yeah.
we didn't approve anything this June.
Right, that would have been.
And I'm thinking the certificate's right, it's probably just that sheet we produced with all,
Okay,
just send me an email, I can stop in the office and sign it.
okay.
That's the only two things left to sign there, is those two.
If we have to, Charlie, I guess I would make a motion to accept pending the revision of the date.
Yeah, we don't even need to vote that.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, it's an already voted on bond, we just.
Oh, okay. Then never mind, I'll just sign it.
Well, we just gotta sign the whole thing, and we kind of look silly. We caught up on everything? I'll send it to the website.
Alright, so that was the last thing, was just a few IT things. So, first of all, we had you guys had approved the 1 month agreement with that, and we didn't talk about that all the other day. I kind of provided a little bit of an update, but I'm planning on going out for an RFQ for quotes to get us through to this year, to bridge that gap with the regional IT with Rutland. Irregardless, you know, we'll see what we get back to bridge that gap.
Okay.
I'm just wondering if you guys would be willing to vote to just extend that contract for at least just 1 more month, so that way I can go out to get RFQ since the agreement is ending at the end of this group, pretty much, for that first amount.
So you're looking to make it, give you like 5 more weeks?
Just give me 5 more weeks to be able to go out and get rates.
And then discuss that with Adam, if he's agreeable to it, or?
Yes.
Because you'd indicated before it would be.
Yeah.
I'm okay with extending it, but it's up to this. This was my concern, we first did it was a month and a half, and we said we can always extend it.
Yeah, here we
We
are.
want to make sure we get it right.
Okay.
So I make a motion to offer to extend Adam's contract for another month, under the same conditions
Yeah.
as the previous month.
Yep, and we already have a quote from him representing that.
Okay. Go ahead, second.
I second that motion.
Okay, any further discussion? He's still aware that the police station has got to keep
Yes.
moving.
Yep, I've been pressing day by day. The alarm system is in. They're working on the security system. The biggest hangup that we're having right now is with Spectrum, that they haven't assigned anybody yet to come and run the fiber from the road. And over the last 2 weeks since it was brought to my attention that was something that we were waiting on, I've been calling them, and then on this last Thursday I finally got an email back that said, we've acknowledged, but we're still looking into it. So it's still a real...
Give Steve Brewer a call and see if he has any pulls. You know, Steve, your building hasn't got fiber yet. They're giving us a minute.
Yeah.
And you may be surprised how quickly things change sometimes.
Have you talked to Josh Smith?
Josh Smith? No, I don't have that.
He's a cable advisory guy.
Okay.
And so he's got contacts with Spectrum. That's
Okay,
all
yeah,
I'm
this was
saying.
the
He might be able to tell you who to talk to.
Yeah, it was the Northeast governmental rep, and I had called her the first day, or the first day it was brought to my attention. I got a call back almost immediately that she would look into it. At that point, I left probably 3 or 4 more messages, and then she finally got back to me via email that she's still waiting for a response back from their construction team. So that's where that stands.
From the construction team of the building, or from the construction team as far as
the construction team of Spectrum to get back to them.
Outside of Spectrum, the next question I have is, do we have an expected date that all the other interior work is done? Or what's holding us up to know that answer?
That's it. It's only the fiber, really. I mean, they're working on the security system right now, which is that's pretty much kind of contingent on the fiber to go online. And then we need the fiber for
run for that, so that should be, they should be able to plug everything in, so that access control should be there and running. Yeah, security should be set up, the camera should be wired, they're just waiting for the cable input.
Yeah.
Is it to that point?
That is not quite to that point yet, but they are working on that currently. I'm going to get a status update from Adam this week as far as where we are. I know that last week they were finishing up the alarm system, which was holding up the certificate of occupancy. So now we'll have to, as long as the system is being monitored, we can get that CO, we can get off the builder's risk insurance, and then we can. Now it's that final step.
So they should very shortly be deployed, and as soon as they connect the fiber, everything else should be done, just waiting on the fiber.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
The only other thing was we had discussed the viewpoint software.
Oh, wait. We haven't finished this agenda item.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, don't call for a vote.
But the only other thing I wanted to ask about right now, I believe each month we technically have 13 hours of project time.
Right, 13 and a half, yeah.
Is there a plan of where we're going to use that 13 after public safety vote? Because it sounds like they should be able to finish their work by the end of this week.
Right.
Other than any programming assistance they do once they get the fiber.
Pretty much there's a lot of odds and ends that need to be taken care of. I know the fire chief still has computers that he needs at his location. I believe it's 5 computers he needs installed. The assessor's office has a computer that needs to be installed. So there's a lot of odds and ends, and I'm trying to kind of pull that from.
Perfect.
So that's one aspect I'm still kind of catching up on.
Okay. I'll call for a vote now in favor.
Aye.
Okay.
All right. At the last meeting, we had kind of talked a little about the viewpoint software and how they want to move forward with it. Was there enough money in the account if we decide to go forward with that? And also, could the select board actually vote to increase the authorization that is expended from the revolving account? I did get the section of law, the chapter 44, section 53E and a half, and it states that the amount spent from the revolving fund may be increased with the approval of the Selectmen and Finance Committee. So it would need a vote of you guys and the FinCom, and then we could go forward if we decide to go forward. And now
we're also going to bring us the amount of money in the IT account to demonstrate how much we used last year versus what we put in this year and we're not touching so far.
Right, so we level
because that might be wiser to spend in these purchase out of the IT.
Right.
And then we can use the 10,000, which would almost do the limit of 10.3 for the annual. We'd only have to do a small increase for the end.
So we level funded it from last year. Last year we appropriated $46,127.
And we turned in how much in free cash again?
$20,220. We only spent about half of it.
I'll be in touch. Thanks, man.
Last year?
Last year.
And this year we spent zero of that, something like. No project set, so.
Right, there's no.
To take the 14,000 out of that as a project, instead of changing the $10,000, I think we gotta take 14 and 19.
I just think it's a little deceiving because a lot of the stuff we would have spent last year didn't happen because we didn't have time to do it.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'm not asking for a vote tonight, just, this is just for
The IT line is joking.
Okay.
It's not 14,000. The 10 is later.
Now,
It
need
would be an IT purchase.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
a motion to adjourn.
We have we have one more thing.
I second that. I second that. Motion to adjourn.
We hadn't discussed the town's website.
All right, so
I read about it. We'll put it next week.
that's fine. I'm gonna have more information next week anyway.
Thank you.
Second the motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.